House of Representatives has ordered total shutdown of porn websites nationwide. It directed the Nigerian Communications Commission to enforce the immediate shutdown of the websites in the country. The House gave the directive during plenary on Tuesday. The lawmakers suggested that the internet providers must block access under the new directive. Member representing the Faskari, Kankara, Sabua Federal Constituency, Dahatu Tafoki, sponsored the motion, calling it a step to protect societal values. He said, I would like to move a motion for the need to block internet websites hosting pornographic content and sanction the internet service providers responsible for the posting. The House notes that cyber pornography is fast becoming a global problem and no concrete steps have been taken to cut its phenomenon in Nigeria. Renowned psychologists and socialists around the world have issued stern warning that there are psychological and sociological consequences for creating pornographic content. Nigeria is a highly religious country, and all the major religions in the country forbid nudity and obscenity in any form. Also notes that countries in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East have passed legislation that bans pornography in their domains. The House adopted the motion and mandated its Committee on Communications and Legislative Compliance to ensure its implementation and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. The Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, also warned that sanctions would be imposed on internet service providers that default, while lawmakers put a voice note in favor of the motion. Well, I would love you to speak from two perspectives on this because of your stand, and like I'll keep calling you out on that as a religious person or let's say a believer. And the question is this actually the problem that Nigeria is, that the problem that Nigerians are agitating for to be controlled or looked into? And why has the issue of early child marriage not been taken care of? Because up till now, most of the lawmakers that agreed to this, that eyed to this, most of them actually know what we're talking about. Some of them would have actually been in positions where they have married minors if the case is not taken allegedly. And we know that, really. Well, why is this the main cause of concern? Yes, religious-wise, it's actually not a necessary, fact in order to, look at that, if we have to look at that. But is this actually what Nigerians are agitating for? That is my question. We have electricity there. Do something about electricity. The tariff has been increased. We're not getting the power supply of what we pay for. Network providers have increased their tariffs to 50%. Nigerians are agitating. Youth corpers are yet to receive their 77,000 naira. Civil servants that received 33 to 70,000 naira that was increased still do not use anything tangible to do anything. They do not use those monies to do anything. And some of them are paid late, but sometimes 3 months after. An accumulative salary that goes on. Pensioners are there crying out. Those schools are really not in a favorable condition. The health sector, it's something that we're still grappling around. Most of them, when it gets to the point where there's a need for healthcare facilities, to leave the country. This is just a situation that we have to look into, because the question would be, is this actually what Nigerians want to see at the moment? In as much as it's a good call, yeah, but is this actually what we want to see? I want to get your thoughts, like I stated, from two perspectives on this, please.
It's a yes and a no to me. I mean, for me, it is a no and a yes for me. When I say yes, as someone who believes in Christ, like I have always told you before this time, to me, it is yes. Now, the no do whatever thing has also contributed to the nonchalant / modern attitude of Nigerians, if you ask me. Do you know that even a child who is at home, who you think you overprotecting at home, to you, you think you're always with your child. You make sure you follow your child to school. You make sure you follow your child back from school. And you make sure you take this child to church on your own, feeling that, oh, you are giving this child the best parental care and training.
Okay.
That this child, as far as this child has her phone or his phone at home, there are some of them in school. They don't know about all these things. They don't know about it. But once they're in school, their friends will begin to tell them, have you seen so thing? Have you not seen this? Have you heard about this? Have you not heard about that? The person will not be like, oh, what's the website? And you see them writing it down. Once they get home, at that quiet time when their parents saw that they are studying, they will shut themselves inside and then begin to go through this whole thing and begin to learn things that they are not supposed to see, begin to see things they are not supposed to see.
Okay, even may cut you short there. Do you know that before now they had the CD plates of most of these things, you know, so it's something that's actually been there. So shutting down sites, as since this stuff has been on for I am not going to say I'm against it, but I'm saying that why not?
I'm against it, I'm also supporting it.
It's a two-way thing. Why not we do the right thing? If you care about Nigerians so much, why not get to that point where you listen to the cries of Nigerians, what we actually want, the things Nigerians are calling out for? The price of petrol on a minimum price range, it should be a 900 and something naira. If I can't remember the last time I bought petrol, so I do not know the exact amount.
Something.
Okay, 945 or 940 to that point, you know, and the transportation prices are really high. Nigerians are saying this is what we want. If you care about them, then do the necessary needs, and then this should be a secondary one, as the case may be. You talked about the websites that they write down and tell them, oh, okay, you can go and do whatever thing you want to do. We know that aside that part, most of the news, most of the adverts we see, unless you want to shut down all the advert placements, some of the advert placements have nudity in them. Will you say you also have to cut down on all of this?
I think, like I was actually telling you before, it is not what Nigerians are clamoring for, if you ask me. I think the House equally, I'm coming back to what I was saying before. The House ordinarily, I don't think they are doing what they are being voted for. Those who are there representing us, they are not representing us nothing. They are not representing us even 10%. They are there for themselves, their pocket, and their family. Now, this is not what we want. Nigerian is actually facing the electrical section where we know that if that part is settled in this country, everybody will be happy, including them that are there. They will be happy. We have these things. We have the hike of things and all that. Nobody is looking at that one. Nobody is concerned. All they after is what will enter into their pocket. And now, somebody, Katafo, I think that's his name, if I'm not mistaken, he has done well. If you ask me, he has done very well. You see, the thing is, it might not be affecting us because we feel we are adults and all that. My dear, if you see what people do in secret, if including those who you see that works like they are quiet people, if you see what they do in secret, you will hate Nigerians. I mean, I was privileged to have badged into someone else's place. Though I was supposed to see the person and I have called and called and called, the person wasn't taking my call. I was like, and someone said this person has been inside over 3 hours. So I went inside. A well-respected person. I saw what the person was displaying with this thing that the person was watching. I was displaying a different thing out there. I felt very bad. And
I asked you a question. What's the difference between this
CD,
and
you said
early
that I was,
child
no, you
marriage?
said I'm coming back there.
Okay.
You said something about CD. You see, if you ask me how many persons in Nigeria watch CD again? Nobody. Because
no, I meant like before now.
And
this the CD plates has been there.
That's the reason why they didn't mention that one. They know nobody watches that again. And those CD plates must have cracked at this time and no longer functional.
Okay.
And now internet has made it easy. You can be anywhere and have it wherever you want to have it. Now the early marriage, I'm condemning that one totally. And even the House of Assembly, if you ask me, they are the ones who are even doing this. They are the ones portraying this, wanting to get a girl of underage. Wanting to marry a girl of underage. Why would you do that? If it is your child, would you want your child to be married at that age? No. It is wrong. I'm condemning it totally because it is not sending a better signal to those who are adults, and it is not also doing that child, good. The experiences this child should have as a child, there are things he should learn. But at that stage, you just see this child because you think that maybe the parents are hungry and not that. You want to just throw money around. And
okay, so why do you think they have not done something to stop it, put a stop to it?
Because they are the ones who are exhibiting the attitude of wanting to marry them. So they wouldn't want to do anything about it. Yes. I don't want to cite anybody, but yes, they are the ones who keep marrying these children at that age, that tender age, when they know nothing.
Somebody will say, how does the price of Gary in the market concern this order that has been set by the National House of Assembly? You know, if we have to check it, you're just like telling an hungry man that do not worry, the Lord will provide at the time when the person is angry. It is not in the wrong sense when you say the Lord will provide. But somebody comes to tell you that I want to eat. You provide food for that person first before you tell the person the Lord will provide, if you may ask me. Well, let's also look at the part where I talked about certain advert placements that have been made. You know, yes, where most of these sites, yes, they use nudity in most of the sites to you know, tell their stories of sales of whatever commodity they want to display there in the public. How can that also be controlled, since it is more entirely on the nude part that they are trying to shut down, because as a religious country, and then the parts where they stated about the psychological and social effect it has on the individual, how would that also be added to the list? I know you were part of the lawmakers that actually took the stand over this, but I just want to get your thoughts on that instance, please.
You see, even in the church, what the Bible said is that God will bless the work of your hand. He did not say go to church from Monday to Monday and you start disturbing people to come and give you food. There is no way you pray there and that church and money will grow at that time. I know why I cited church. You see, God is a merciful God and he has never failed. To me, I'm living witness. God has always supplied whenever I call him, except I don't call him. But you must do something. You must do something before you tell somebody God will provide, like you said. You must give them food. You don't just tell somebody God will provide. God will provide, but God is providing all the money that is coming, you are using to feed your own family and people are hungry. So if God is providing, as he's providing, share it and let it get to everybody. The House of Rep, my own is NCC knows how to control this adverts. They know. That's the reason why you see House of Rep calling on them to shut down nationwide. They know.
Is it this shut down the pornography?
Yes, this advert. They will look at them.
I'm talking about adverts.
Yes, they will look at them. That is the reason why they are calling on them. They are the ones who are in charge. As far as it has something to do with the internet, it has something to do with communication. They know how to either edit and then supervise this thing. Now, I'm also requesting that the House of Rep, while they are on this, they should also ask the NCC to either set up a committee, also e-committee, that will foresee the adverts before it will be either shared online. Okay,
another question is this trying to make most Nigerians or people that Nigerians, because they said Nigeria is a religious country, more holier than we've been? If the National House of Assembly, the lawmakers are actually that holy, why has certain steps not been taken? Because I'll keep coming back to that. You know, if we're trying to sanitize the minds of the people, is it not something they say, remove the peck from your eye before you remove the what's the type of the other from your neighbor's eye? You know, if you rightly trying to make this country a clean place, why not start from your house? That's the question. Because in as much as this decision has been taken, some people will be for it and some will be against it in that instance. But what gain is this law, is this order that has been passed here?
Like, I think I would want to say that it is not trying to make Nigerians more holy. They are trying to control it, like trying to control it so that it will not take and become part of Nigerians. It does not mean that.
So what if also the possibility that it's actually a part of some people at a stance?
Yes, some people are addicted to it now. They cannot do without it. Some people, even them that are in the House of Rep, they are addicted. So many of them are addicted to it, and they cannot do without it. But what this person is saying is that we want it to be curtailed. We want it to be controlled. We want it to be something that is not too porous like it is now. There is nobody who you go to that does not have it. One of my pastors, whenever he's preaching, he said, take somebody's phone that is holy and check if it's truly holy. That you must see something. It must not be that porn we're talking about, but you must see something else that you're not supposed to see in that person's phone. So it is not necessary that everyone should not look at it or look at it. But my prayer and my cry is that Nigerians should try and see how they can control it. If they are controlling it, not abusing it, like some people use it to sell. Someone will just send it to you and say, this is what I want now. If you can pay, this is what I want now. Like, how? They're doing it now.
I don't understand.
It's a line of business. Someone will just bring porn and send to you and say, how far are you in? This is how much are you paying? Like, you didn't ask this person for this thing. Why some guys will be like, they will send to a girl.
Oh, okay.
How far are you in? What's your take? They are sending that thing. They know what they are sending.
So, do you think that this immorality or adultery and the other words that come with it will be curbed if these websites are actually banned, like the National House of Assembly wants it to be?
Yes. If it is not seen anymore on
so
your
you
phone,
do not think that is actually an individual decision? There are no other means that they can do whatever they want to do?
Do you think everyone is supporting or would support this bill? No.
That's why I said
that's the reason why I told you.
Be for it,
that's the reason why I said yes and no. And now let me come back to the no area. The no area, you know, I was somewhere in Bayelsa State last year when a pastor was actually doing crusade. That crusade, he talked about life. He was talking about love and family, whatever love or something. And I said that he's coming. They should start singing. They were singing. He went out and get a CD. He was telling them, he said, husband and wife, stop being over holy at home. Stop being over holy at home. You and your wife can be inside. If there's any other thing you want to know, shut yourself, even you alone inside your room, and look at this thing. If this is what will make her happy, if this is what will make him happy, you should watch and know what you want to know. You are husband and wife.
So that's actually not being immoral in that
yes,
instance.
to me it is not, because it is
so
for
it's
husband.
when an individual does
yes, that is where. So I'm saying that some persons actually also learn from that circle. They learn on how to either satisfy their spouse, and some to learn, and equally teach. There are people who professionally their duty is to teach on that. So you cannot take this job away from this person who this particular section has been his line of business. I think that's my position. So
Thank you on that, Mr. Michael.